Hey guys, Brian with Drinks and Discussions here with another video that I think you'll enjoy. Now, while this video is a little controversial, it is making the rounds and going viral. But there's some backstory to this, and there's also a reason why I'm bringing it to our viewers. Now, let me set the stage for you. This video, or the incident that takes place in this video, happened about 3 months ago. And the article was starting to circulate, but there was not this big of an uproar until now because the police video or the body cams from the police during this incident have now been released. You're about to see this, and I can't wait to get your opinions. Be back soon.
All right, time to go around. Howdy.
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. What you doing here, man?
Water flower.
All right, they saying that, is that your vehicle?
Nah,
It's not?
it's the neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors?
314, I'll be on 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
You live here?
Nah, I don't live here.
Okay. They saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to be
Who's
here.
saying that?
They called about it. I don't know.
Now, as you watch this video, I want you guys to remember the very beginning on why this officer approached this man. He stated that the call has a suspicious vehicle that's not supposed to be here, and then also the person is not supposed to be there. Now, when he walks up to the guy, this guy is watering the plants. He doesn't look like he's doing anything suspicious. He's just being a regular Joe, and if you didn't know it, you would think he lived there. He's not peeking in the windows. He's not doing anything. Nobody that I would think of that's going to commit a crime is going to be that great of an actor and say, well, if I water the plants, they won't suspect me of anything, and then I'll just blend in. That's just not how it goes. But it gets better. Trust me.
Who called?
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flowers.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and
Oh
all?
no, man. I'm not gonna give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong. And they did
Well,
nothing
you look,
suspicious.
listen, I'm not saying do nothing wrong.
Doc, listen,
There's a
I
suspicious
was
person.
Look, I used to be a police officer in Goodwater. Don't come here with that. Okay?
Look, man, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself,
I don't have to identify myself. It's not a stop and identify state. That guy know me. He came to my store that got broke in. I live right over there across the street. Who called y'all?
that's what we got to figure out. But
Yeah,
first,
who called?
do you
There's a
live
black
here?
man
He
out
don't
here
live here.
warning his neighbor problem. You think
I'm
here
not
doing
saying
something
nothing
illegal?
about.
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong.
Listen.
Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't want to hear you.
Sir,
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
nobody wants to
Lock
lock
me.
you up.
I'm not showing y'all anything. I'm gonna continue to water these
We have a
flowers.
call.
I don't care who called y'all. Lock me up and see what happens. I want you to.
Hey, man, just come here and talk to us.
I'm
What?
gonna go water these back flowers is what I'm finna do. Alright, who called y'all?
Well, if you would let us talk to you, we can figure stuff out.
You ain't gotta talk.
You know, you're going to catch an obstruction charge if you keep walking with
You can do whatever you want. Do it. Do it.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here.
313, 314, follow.
10-4. We got one that's not listening to us. Look, man, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, dude. Just calm down, okay?
No.
Stop.
I like this.
So, I want to know from you guys, if you're watering your own flowers in your own yard, or even helping a neighbor out and watering the flowers, doing absolutely nothing but normal gardening, and a police officer came and asked you for identification, would you do it just because they asked you for it? Most of the people I know on our channel would say no. There is no articulable suspicion of a crime being committed here. So I'm kind of leaning right now, as I'm watching this video, I'm leaning toward the pastor's side. But let's continue.
Okay. We're just trying to talk to you and see.
I don't want to argue with you, okay?
All right, go ahead and do what
I
you gotta
don't
do,
want to
Doc.
arrest you either.
Do what you got to do. Go on and
Okay.
lock me up.
Look, just have a
It's
seat.
You're
already
not
a
locked
lawsuit.
up, you're
It's
just-
already a lawsuit,
Yes,
Doc.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's already a
Okay.
lawsuit.
Just have a seat, okay?
Okay? Already a lawsuit. Already a lawsuit.
313, show us.
Hey, let me get
1026, one black man. Sit down. sit down, man. Just
Okay, let me call my wife.
you're not calling nobody.
My son just got racially profiled in Michigan. He's got his master's degree. He's the athletic director. 3 police profiler came in. I was ex-police officer from Goodwater. I told you I'm a pastor.
Now, when you hear this gentleman saying that it's already a lawsuit, that doesn't mean that he's concocted some preconceived idea on, getting himself in this position just so that he can levy some type of frivolous lawsuit against the police department. This sounds like a man who absolutely knows his rights, and he's 100% correct when he's talking about this lawsuit because he knows his rights are being violated at this point. It gets better.
Do you know that gentleman back?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have
He
permission?
lives right there.
Okay, does he have permission here to be watering flowers?
He may because they are friends.
Okay.
And they went out of town today, so
Right.
he may be watering their flowers.
Okay.
Be completely normal.
Okay,
And that's
is
fine.
that's fine. If he would have said, "Hey, I got this," gave his identification because he's a suspicious person. He said that's not his vehicle; it's their vehicle.
We have
Okay.
a call. Like,
Yeah.
we're here
Okay.
because we're called here. I don't know who called, but somebody did.
Did you call us?
313. Rory Milam of Childersburg on a 2004 Chevy Tahoe. No color listed. Registration is valid till 6/30 of 22, negative 29.
10-4, you did say the name's Roy Mallon.
10-4.
10-4, thanks for mix up.
10-4.
Yeah, he lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay, do you know who Roy Mallon is? That's the person that owns that vehicle.
Roy Milam.
Roy
Ask
Mallon.
him who
Gold
owns the
Tahoe.
house. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know who owns.
Now, you have it, the caller right here, explaining to the police officer who responded to the scene that she's the caller. Not only is she's the caller, but she made a mistake. And she says she knows this gentleman, and it's 100% normal that he could be watering these people's plants because the people who live in this house are friends with the pastor. Now, one intelligent individual would say, hey, the cops are going to go over there, take the handcuffs off, say, I apologize, we didn't mean any harm, don't want to make you feel any kind of way. But do they do that? Let's see.
What are we gonna do with him?
You'll see the charge of, I guess, disorderly conduct, the failure to obey a police officer. He refused to give any information.
He said he's not gonna give me his social, but he gave me his name and date of birth.
Okay, and she's saying the same thing. She won't give her name.
Her?
Yeah, because he got arrested.
Jesus.
So, we'll just go by the computer on there.
Okay.
And I write a statement with it. He told me, I tried to explain it to him.
Right.
And he said, I'm talking to him like a boy. I said, if you'll just listen to me, you'll be an audio and video recorded. What we're trying to do is identify yourself and what's going on here. He wouldn't even let me. He wanted to yell over me and say we're racial profiling. I'm talking to him like he's a boy.
Nobody was doing that.
What you've just seen now, ladies and gentlemen, is that these police officers are now trying to come up with something to charge this guy with. He didn't commit a crime. So now they're coming together and they're trying to figure out what is going to stick or justify them coming in and arresting this individual. I swear to you, after so many chances that they've had to back out of this and do the right thing, they failed on every level. Now, I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but here's a little tidbit you may not have noticed. The caller, the person who made the call, didn't give their last name. They were looking in the call log to find out if she provided her last name. They did not ask her for her last name. They did not ask her for her identification. But they were willing to take everything she said as being gospel. Didn't question anything she had to say. But this man, who was just watering the flowers, was a suspicious character, even though he said the exact truth of what was being done. A little suspicious.
Working it out. It don't work out. I can tell you what all happened if you like, ma'am. real quick.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
daughter. They're
So
my
we-
wife right
You're
there.
good. You're good. So we got a
They're my
call.
wife.
Hold on, his
There's
wife
the
is coming, so you can do this once.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine.
Come on. I looked out the door, Daddy. I was wondering where you were.
Yeah.
I thought you was outside
Because
doing
they're
the.
trying to make me identify myself. I told them I don't have to identify myself. I have to commit the crime. She came over and told them that she made a mistake and they still want to try to do something to get an obstruction charge for me
Okay.
because I wouldn't listen to them.
I'll tell you what's
Okay,
going on,
Daddy.
okay? And so we got a call here, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll need his ID.
I'm just
He
gonna take his
can-
ID and we're
Well,
gonna
we'll
do
just.
that
Daddy.
with you.
You want us to take his
Do
whole
you
wallet
want
or
them
just?
to give your ID?
I just wanted you to know who he was.
No,
Okay.
don't get no ID.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
ID.
Okay.
If he don't give me an ID and we don't have a way to identify him, I will have to book him on John Doe. But if he's got it, then that's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
No
he's
problem.
okay. So he's been
I'll
identified. He's
tell you what
identified
happened.
himself.
We
She's
get a call
identified
here.
him and
Yeah.
verified
Her.
who he is and where he
Because she didn't know
lives.
who
I'm the
was here.
missionary, so
But when we get here, of course, we're going to immediately investigate the call.
yes.
Find him on scene. All he's doing is watering the plants, and that's not a problem.
That's
What do you
not a
want? What do you want to
And
do?
we say, hey,
Your phone is
sir,
at the
we have a
house.
call here.
What do you want us to
We
do?
need you to identify yourself, please. Like, no, I'm not identifying myself. You don't have to identify me, and so on. And he began to walk away. And
Okay.
we wouldn't listen, and he's walking away, so of
Okay,
course
so
we
what do you
detained
want us
him.
to do?
We don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
After that, we radioed for them to contact her, have her step out and talk to us. Well, she does tell us it's a mistake and all that stuff. But at this point,
Oh
he's
my
already
God.
collected the charge. Once we place him on arrest, we can't unarrest him. Does that make sense?
This is so simple. And the neighbor just told him this morning, please water the plants and,
he
take care of
he
the
said
look
that,
out
but it
for
was
the
all
house.
afterwards. It was all afterwards. And all we told him was like, if you're here to water the plants, that's okay. Just please identify yourself, just your name, and let us call the owner. And he didn't want to do that until he caught the
Father
charge.
God.
So.
So what do we need to do now? What
So
you
he's
want me to do? What
he's
you want
gonna
me to
go
do?
to the Chillsburg Police Department. We're gonna process an arrest report. It's gonna be one charge for obstruction of our investigation. He'll go to the jail. He can bond out immediately. You can get your
Yeah.
bondsman. It'll be 10% of the bond.
So it'd be like $50.
We're not investigating a crime. We're investigating a call, and we have a right to identify anybody involved in that call.
But basically, he didn't identify himself. That's
He's walking
why
away
he's
and
gotta
yelling
go
at
to
us
jail
and telling us
for.
we have no right, and we have a call there. But if he wants to fight in court, that's fine.
Is it okay if I talk to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a
Go
second.
ahead.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. There's no problem. You both can if you
Now you've got the identification. They've identified this individual, and yet they still want to arrest this individual. It makes zero sense. Zero.
We need to clear up.
Huh?
Clear up.
Need to clear up?
Yeah.
So this story has been making its around the circuits. It's been in the news. It's been on local news. It's been on national news. It's been all over the place since this video has been released from the body cams of the police officers. Now, he has retained an attorney. They are planning to sue for civil rights violation and some other things. But every place you go, you hear the shock and awe of the behavior of those police officers and how they treated this individual, this innocent individual. Except for one place. And that's the reason why I decided that I was going to do this video. And I'm not trying to, bash a channel or to make fun of another person. But I am going to call out somebody when they're wrong. And I want you guys to hear some of the disgusting things that came out of this channel based upon this particular video. Tell me what you think.
Where we find a former police officer, or so he says, who turned into a pastor. Now, he's confronted by police officers, and the pastor refuses to show ID. Oh, dearie me, whatever is the pastor hiding? Does he have a past that we need to know about?
So right off the bat, start of the video, casting doubts on this individual off the start makes zero sense, and it gets worse. Goes straight downhill from here.
Wow. You notice how quickly the pastor pulled out the race card. He said, oh, because you see a black man watering some roses. Woo-wee. There was no call for all that. I don't know about all that, man. I think I'm going to have to disagree with that because a quote-unquote normal person would not have a problem showing identification when asked by an officer of law. Only someone who has something to hide or wants to be militant would refuse to show identification. So I'm thinking, what does the pastor have some warrants? Is he wanted on something? What's his deal? Well, let's find out. Well, there must be some reason that this pastor, aka former police officer, escalated this situation to where he's in a pair of silver bracelets. What's the deal on this, pastor? Are you a wanted man? Is that a stolen car? Guys, just spill the beans. Tell us a story.
Militant, hiding warrants. So this is not okay, because if the channel had done its homework and looked and saw all the other things that have been going around regarding this particular story, that he would have known about the civil rights violations that they are attributing to these police officers regarding this incident. This was not some First Amendment auditor or whatever the channel likes to make fun of the persons that are out there trying to do what they feel is best for them. This is flat out wrong. And then to make fun of this individual for having his rights violated is beyond comprehension to me. So anyway, if this does get back to the other channel, I hope someone relays to him that he needs to take that video down. It's in bad taste, it's insulting, and it just looks bad. But anyway, I had to do it. Hope there's no hard feelings. Not here to be malicious, but I want to make sure you guys knew that this pastor is not a frauditor, aka auditor, whatever the case may be. This was a human being whose violations or civil rights were trampled on by these police officers and arrested for no cause. And if you paid attention, you would have heard that the lady who called it in didn't want to give her last name at all to those police officers because she had been arrested. Go back and watch the video. And then on the other channel, if you watch his video, the place he copied his video, the actual verbiage on the screen as that video was playing is basically saying the same things that I'm saying and that everybody else is saying, that the cops were wrong. Hope it makes you feel good at night, because it didn't sit well with me. And I'm glad that someone brought it to my attention and I had to make this video. So again, hope you guys can join us each and every Tuesday, Drinks and Discussions, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope to see you guys then. And until then, have a good one.